I believe we have audio. I believe we do. Someone please share the stream link with me so I can do that myself. Let's go to YouTube. Let's look up Wyckoff. Hold on 1 second. I see it there. Copy. Let's go back. Go back. Yes, it has been a while. And yes, I'm doing okay. I hope everyone else is doing okay as well. Let me go ahead and go to get personal transition. Let me post the link on Twitter. And let me post it in my Discord premium chat. It will still be another couple of minutes while we wait for some people to arrive. Hey, how's it going, Sircon? Can y'all hear me okay? Hopefully you don't hear the heat exhaust fan in here very loud. Hopefully. I have it down all the way on low. We're still waiting a couple of minutes for some people to arrive. I don't need to hit that yet. I just replaced the atomizer. I need to wait about 10 more minutes. Cool. Thanks. Still waiting a couple more minutes. I see on my end we have 7 viewers. Do y'all also see 7 viewers on your end? Hi, welcome. Cool. You see 12? Okay. Hey, good to see y'all. Cool. Good to hear that, Sircon. I was not supposed to hit that yet. I have a habit of always wanting to hit my e-cig, but I just replaced the atomizer. I need to wait a few more minutes so I don't burn up the cotton that's inside of it. 13 at the moment. Good to see you. Is there similarity in your indicators in between market ciphers? If you say I didn't know what you meant by market ciphers, I'm going to go ahead and transition to this. And I'm going to see how many viewers we have now. See if I can see. Alright, on my end it says about 15. We'll wait for 22. We will wait for 22. When we get 22 here, I will get started. Shouldn't take too much longer. It still, on my end, it still says, I see 20, okay, that's views, but people currently here is 15 still on my end. People, we're getting closer. We got 21 now. Almost at 22. It's weird that it still says, are you sure you aren't looking at views instead of people actually currently watching? On my end, I've had 21 views, but there's only 15 people currently watching, currently viewing. In other words, somebody may have came here and then just went away, turned off. I've been using yours, just seeing some influencer using the market cipher. It says 22 people are watching. On my end it says 16 are watching, but I'll go ahead and get started. And I've heard the name or phrase market cipher. I've heard of that, but as far as being familiar with it, what it is, I have no clue, no idea. I assume it's an indicator or a set of indicators. You know, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to wait much longer. Let's go and transition back. My recent chart for Bitcoin that I posted on Twitter and in my premium Discord. I had the badass B bands on this distribution chart. Yes, it has been a while, Anthony. I've been busy working on scripts, but this is the 3-day time frame, by the way. This is the 3-day time frame. Let's get the indicators up. red and blue are both above white level 30. The yellow K line is above higher level than the magenta D line. Red went above the blue line, usually indicating bullish sentiment. Again, this is the 3-day time frame, but the reason I emphasize that the red and blue are above white level 30, that increases the odds for us to have a chance of going up to the white aqua upper B bands. But generally that red line has got to get above level 40 to have a chance usually of even going up from the yellow B band basis to the white aqua upper. Like right here, the red was above white level 30. Was the blue above white level 30? No. So in that particular instance, we couldn't even make it up to the basis, because the blue line generally needs to be above 20 with the red above white level 30 to go up to the basis, generally, in most cases. But here we have the red and blue both above white level 30. Both. So yes, according to my rules, the odds have increased for us to go up to the white aqua upper B bands. Does that mean 100% we most certainly will go up to the white aqua upper B bands? No, that's why we're fixing to look at other time frames. Let me get this back the way it was. All right, let's go to the near-term group. Let me take a swig of coffee. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, Anthony. Near-term group. Red's above. I'm looking at the 2-day time frame right here. Let's go ahead and increase the font size a little bit for y'all. All right, the red went above yellow level 50, so we could go up from the yellow B band basis towards the white aqua upper, especially with the blue line also going above the white level 30. See, red was already above white level 30. When the blue got above white level 30, generally you want that red to be approaching or about to go up above yellow level 50 to then go up from that basis to the white and or aqua upper B bands. I know we're currently seeing a pullback. You'd have to look at that, trade that from lower time frames. The 3-day is what we were looking at earlier in our large schematic right here, the 3-day. And I was saying we have a chance of eventually getting up to the white aqua upper B bands, but keep in mind the white aqua upper B bands are currently contracting, meaning they're descending. The current price we see at the moment for the white upper and the aqua upper, with each candle, the price is going to decrease more and more because, again, the B bands are contracting. They're tightening up. Or you might say the white aqua upper B bands are descending in price with each 3-day candle. We have 9 hours 57 minutes remaining in the current 3-day candle. So I may post a publication later on today on TradingView once we get a new 3-day and a new daily. Right now the K line in the daily is below the magenta D line. Will the next daily candle end up with us going down? the next 12-hour candle, beginning approximately 10 hours from now, will it go below white level 70, indicating that the price can fall down from the white upper B band towards the yellow B band basis? That's certainly a possibility, but again, that's the 12-hour time frame. We need to go to lower time frames to have a look and see the odds of that potentially occurring. Right now, the 4-hour, goodness, and we're about to go below white level 70 with the blue line, indicating that now we have increased odds of coming down to the white aqua lower B bands. If the red and the blue both get below white level 70, that increases the odds to come on down to the white aqua lower B bands. If we did come down even to the aqua lower, that would be a higher low than the previous low. So could it snap back up? We'll have to see on that. Of course, I'm not on here providing scalping signals. I'd hate to for a measly little 1% spread in the 1-hour time frame between the white upper and the white lower B bands. That's relatively tight if you were trading this in the 1 hour, but look at the 1 hour at the moment. The red's already below yellow level 50. The blue is about to go below yellow level 50. When both of them go below yellow level 50, that increases the odds for expansion down, the price action going down with expansion. We already see visible sign of the B bands opening up, expanding. Red and blue are below yellow level 50 here in the 90-minute. They're both below yellow level 50 in the 2-hour. We still have a ways to go in the 3-hour, and especially the 4-hour. It looks like to me it's coming on down, y'all. Especially from what we see there in the 2-hour, like I was saying, the red and blue, the 90-minute red and blue. About to have the 1 hour red and blue both below yellow level 50 with expansion down. We already see that occurring. When would you have traded this, you may wonder? The 90-minute K-line for a moment did get above level 90. For a moment it did. So we cut that in half. Cut 90 minutes in half to 45 minutes. When the K line is below the D line, K line is yellow. Let me go full screen with this 45-minute. When the K line, which is yellow, is below the magenta D line, bearish sentiment. Is the K line below level 80? Yes. Is the green line below level 77? Yes, it was way down here. 77 is about up here. All right, so all of those are true, and the energy is going below yellow level 50. So yes, you can open up a short then. The red was already below white level 70. Once the blue got below white level 70, we're right here at the basis, coming down to the white aqua lower B bands, because when both the red and the blue get below white level 70, that increases the odds to come down towards the white aqua lower B bands. That's no different than when the red and blue are above white level 30. Here we were overextended up. Sometimes it goes there early. So that was not as good of an example. Here, red and blue above white level 30, that increases the odds to eventually get up to the white aqua upper B bands. But again, it's the same thing for when the red and blue go below white level 70. That increases the odds to come down to the white aqua lower B bands. All right, now with the red and blue both going below yellow level 50, that increases the odds for expansion of the B bands, number one. Number two, that implies that the price action should go down with that expansion, because the red and blue are both going down below yellow level 50. The green's going down and the energy is going down. When all four of those are going down, the energy, red, blue, and green, both going down below yellow level 50. Well, that's definitely increased odds for expansion down, but now we also got our yellow K line below the magenta D line, bearish sentiment, and we're getting this expansion down at the moment in the 45 minute. That's currently. But when we were right here to open this short earlier, I had already mentioned my personal requirements. Where you're like a machine, the yellow K line's below the D line. Is the green line below level 77? Yes. And the K line's below the D line? Yes. Is the energy falling below level 50? Yes. Well, let's open that short there. And plus also the red is the next candle went below the blue line. That's bearish sentiment. Here we are falling down from the white lower B band. Right here, the next candle when the red goes below white level 70, that indicates we can fall down from the white upper B band. I said lower, white lower a minute ago. I meant white upper. We can fall down from the white upper B band towards the B band basis. Once that red gets below yellow level 50, it's about to go below yellow level 50. That means we can fall down from the yellow B-band basis towards the white aqua lower, especially once that blue line gets below white level 70. That increases the odds of continuing down to the white aqua lower B-band, somewhere in that general area, vicinity, proximity. But again, that's where you would have opened a short and you would have watched other time frames. I get into that, or will be getting into that in my next educational videos for premium subscribers that I need to create on when to close the trade. You would have opened it here in the 45 minute. Excuse me. Okay, I had the 45 minute over here. My bad. Yeah, that's it. You would have opened it right there in the 45 minute, but let me go to the 90 minute and make sure. Oops. 90 minute. Yep. Because the yellow K line was the highest, or let's say this, the yellow K line in the 90 minute time frame was the highest time frame that had the K line above level 90. Note right here, the 2 hour was the yellow K line above aqua level 90. No. Was it over here in the 3 hour? No. The 4 hour? No. The 6 hour? No. The 8 hour? No. Let's go ahead and check out the, I'll change this time frame up here, the 12 hour. At that particular time, the K line was not above level 90 in the 12 hour. What about the 24 hour? It had just fallen down from level 90. All right, but let's go back to the 45 minute there. Excuse me, the 90 minute there. In the 90 minute right there, the K line was just a smidget above level 90. I cut that in half. I cut it in half. Half of 90 is 45. Note, whenever I move this, it moves in all the other time frames, doesn't it? It most certainly does. Alright, so I'm going to, again, put that right there, because right here in the 90 minute was when our yellow K line was above level 90. It was not above level 90 here, but it was here. Alright, so as far as opening a short is concerned, at this time, 90 minute time frame K line was the highest time frame in this short-term group in which the K line managed to get above level 90. I cut that in half. 45 minute, that's going to be my entry for my short. What's the conditions I'm looking for? Is the K line below the D line? Is the K line below level 90? Check. Is the K line below the D line? Check. Is the green line below level 77? Check. Is the energy falling below level 50? Check. All those check. Open my short, no emotion involved whatsoever. Just like a machine, you open your short. Now, as far as when to close the trade, I'll get into that later. As far as when to actually close the trade. But let's just look at it this way. The K line is below level 10 in this 45 minute right here. So let's go and move it. Well, I'm going to add another vertical timeline, and let's make that color of that timeline red. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like right there. Man, that was close. Did that K line make it down below level 10? Let's see. Yes, it did. It made it down to 9.21. How do I know that? Wherever my crosshair is, these numbers right here that are very small to y'all, I would be surprised if you can make them out. In that case, I will go ahead and increase the size. I'm going to want you to look at this yellow number right there. Once I get my crosshair over here, right there. Now look back at that yellow number, the value, it says 9.21. 9.21. That was below level 10. So the 1 hour time frame, the K line made it below level 90. Well, what does that mean? We cut that in half. We cut the 1 hour, 60 minute and a half to 30 minutes. When this K line gets above level 10 and the green is above level 20, which it is, and the K line's above level 10, that's where you close that trade. Right there. That's where you open the short here, you closed it here. And it wasn't long after you may have opened up another one again. You know, that's if you are high time frame scalping. That's if you're high time frame scalping. And you're paying attention to it, watching it all the time, constantly looking for certain. I just gave you a taste of conditions that you're looking for to open and close. You didn't hear me mention the red and blue as far as opening and closing, did you? No. You didn't hear me. The stochastic RSI, along with the green line of Phoenix, those three, we use those for opening and closing. Then you might say, well, goodness, what's the purpose of the red and blue line? Well, the red and blue line, don't they give us an idea of where that price action could be going when you open that short or when you open that long? You may be saying it gives us an idea on where they could be going. Well, yeah, the red and blue lines give you an idea of where the price action could be going. How would it do that? Don't I have the levels within Phoenix? Let's get back over here. Don't I have all these levels color coordinated with these V-bands? Yes, I most certainly do. So those of y'all who've been following me a little while, where you've heard me talk about red and blue falling below white level 70 or going above white level 30, and all that as far as whether it increases the odds for us to go down to the white aqua lower is just the basis. Sometimes we have a hard time even falling below the white upper B band. Why? Is this red getting ready to fall down below white level 70? No, that's why the white upper B band held support. Red line is the price mean, telling us where the fair market value is at that particular time in that specific candle. Since the green's going up at that time, it was highly likely that we're not going to close below that white upper B band. All right, but now once this red line starts to go below white level 70, what happened? Did that white upper B band hold support? No, we started losing support there, didn't we? All right, that's just to give you a taste, an idea talking about how the stochastic RSI, which is the yellow K line, the magenta D line, along with the green line, those three we use for opening and closing. The red and blue lines give us an idea on where the price action should be at any given time based on the fair market value. The red line, the price mean, is telling us where the price action could be at any given time. Right now, it's saying that it could be just a little bit above the white lower B band, white level 30, just a little bit above the white lower B band. But right now, you see we are overextending below. We are over. Anytime you have expansion of the B bands, because don't we know we can get expansions? That's another reason for the red and blue line. The red and blue line, both going below yellow level 50, doesn't that tell us we have increased odds for increased volume? We are about to have increased volume. Where or how? In what direction? To the downside, because the blue's already below level 50. The red gets below level 50. We're about to have increased volume that can create expansion. And if we look at volume, you see we're starting to get, these bars are a little bit higher than right here. As I know it's not a whole lot of expansion, but this is just an example. Same thing here when the red and blue got above yellow level 50. With the energy going up, green going up, red and blue all going up above yellow level 50. Doesn't that increase the odds for expansion up? We're about to have increased volume. Right, so that's another purpose for the red and blue lines. Not only to give us an idea of where the price action could be on the badass B bands at any given time, or a target where we could be going up to or where we could be going down to, but the red and blue lines are also used to help us determine if we can have increased volume to the upside, increased buying pressure, or increased selling pressure to the downside, at any given time. So that's another reason for the red and blue line, to give us a location within the B bands and whether or not we can have increased volume at any given time. Of course, we also use the red line along with the white energy for pressure races and things of that sort, but I'm not giving a full-fledged account on everything in this live stream here. I have videos on this currently on the website and more to be added here soon. Let me look at the chat here for a moment. Love to hear about new educational videos. Been working on the new ones for a while. Yes. Wind signals. Let's go back to doing manual signals. That was fun. I'm the only one with this knowledge, so to speak, experience with this knowledge. And I was beginning to see it was getting very challenging for me to provide signals by myself, especially on numerous pairs. Now, I'm getting close to getting completed with conditions for a script. I've been live testing my conditions for opening and closing, longs and shorts. Right now I'm currently trying to decide how low of a time frame I should allow it to go and how high of a time frame I should allow it to go. For let's say a blend of high time frame scalping with swing trading, with small swing. I get that done, that's when I will begin providing manual signals that will eventually evolve into automated signals. But I need to get this done first. And it's going to be the bomb when it's done. It most certainly is. And it's going to make life much easier for me. But yeah, it was just getting a bit too challenging for me, and I was feeling disappointed in myself whenever I miss trades, because a lot of times I would stay up for hours, nothing would be happening, I get exhausted, I go to sleep, and then here it goes moving again. I'm like, I'm getting tired of this. I have to get organized, set it up in some other way where I am more of a benefit to my premium subscribers, while at the same time I'm also allowing myself to get proper rest, and still I feel like I have free time to spend with my wife and son, and just free time for myself on occasions. That's in a nutshell. I'm not going to go into explanation for details and all that, but you know, I can't just let myself or allow myself to stay glued on these charts and stuff 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and not allow any time for my wife and son, and time for myself, just to be with myself, do something that I love, enjoy or something, because you will get burned out quick. So that's why I've been investing this time that I have been currently on conditions for a script. I'm getting close, but the best way to do it is live testing, and that's what I've been doing. Yeah, those live streams may have been fun, but they were not profitable as far as me being a benefit to others, but also time it was taken away from me, my family, things of that sort. So I was like, this has got to change. Something's got to change, so I'm taking care of it. We're going to change it. And it will get better soon. All right, we're still getting our expansion down here. You may have been wondering, like we would have opened a short here, closed it here. When would you have opened it again? Well, that's the 30-minute. Let's go and move this to right here. Well, that's where you would have opened it, because the K line, yellow K line, is below the D line, but you need the green going down, not green going up. See, that's where we would have closed our trade earlier. That's where we would have, we closed our trade earlier here. We had a short here, closed here. Another short. Which time frame was the highest time frame where the K line was below the level 90? Or was above level 90, right here. All right, let's go to the 15-minute. K line was not up here above level 90 in the 30-minute. It was here. Could you have opened a short here? There was only like a 0.5% spread here. I wouldn't have even opened a short there. Came up again, going down. Let me sync the crosshairs. Let's change 15-minute to 8-minute, 4-minute, 2-minute. Let's go back to 4-minute. The K line did not get above level 90 there, but you see how low a time frame you could go. We're not going to do that though. That's why you have to have a default set of time frames. In other words, when I say a default set, it can't just be one. It needs to be 3. 15-minute, 30-minute, 60 minute. Is the K line below the D line here in the 15 minute? Yes. Is the green falling? Yes. Is the K line below the D line right here in the green falling? Yes. Is the K line below the D line right here in the green falling? Yes. When all three of those matched up, you mainly would have been waiting on this 15 minute and 30 minute. When all those matched up right there, short. 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 In other words, you also have to have a default set of time frames so that if you get in a position where the yellow K line was not above level 90, it was not above level 90 anywhere in here. Excuse me, let me stop crosshair. The yellow K line was not above level 90 in any of these time frames in the short-term group. They were not. All right, now keep in mind, we had opened a short here and closed it here. When would you open a short again? Well, normally you'd be looking for the K, whatever was the highest time frame with the K line above level 90. Well, in this particular case, no time frame had the yellow K line above level 90. Above level 90. No time frame did in this short-term group. Therefore, we have to have a default set of time frames used for opening a short position in the event a yellow K line is not above level 90 anywhere in the short-term group. In this case, our default set of time frames for the high time frame scalping, our default set would be the 15 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour. 15 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour. When all those line up, when the planets align on those, I'll open my short there. Now, as far as where, we use the K line, the D line, and the green line for opening and closing. We use the red and blue, remember, to get an idea. Are we about to have increased volume? Most certainly are, with the red and blue going below yellow level 50 here in the 30 minute, aren't we? Red and now the blue's approaching, going below yellow level 50. We're about to have increased volume down. Where could we go to? Well, we're already at the white aqua lower, white aqua lower, white aqua lower. Where's the next white aqua lower? That would be the 4 hour. I went from the 3 hour, now the 4 hour. That's the next white aqua lower. Is the blue below white level 70 in this 4 hour? No. Well, the basis is it for now. The red's already below white level 70. If the blue also gets below white level 70, that will increase the odds of going down to the white aqua lower. But right now we're at the basis. But we are keeping in mind that, hey, just as we went to the white aqua lower here in the 3 hour, because the red and blue both went below white level 70, can we keep falling lower? Well, first of all, don't we need, in order to come down here, that requires, in order to come down to the white aqua lower in the 4 hour, in order to do that, we're already at the white aqua lower in the 3 hour. Well, if we come down to the white aqua lower in the 4 hour, that requires us to get expansion down in the 3 hour. Does it look like the red and blue are about to go below yellow level 50 to get that expansion? No. Doesn't look like it. Well, that may be it for right now. We're about to get a new 3 hour here in 27 minutes. Of course, I'm going to be in the live stream until we get a new 3 hour. We'll see what it looks like to see if there, on occasions, it doesn't happen very often, but on occasions, it can drop hard in the very next candle. We'll see, but man, that blue's pretty high. We may have to wait an hour and 27 minutes for the next 4 hour. Red and blue are getting below white level 70 in the 6 hour, increasing the odds of not only just going down to the basis, but eventually coming down to the white aqua lower. Blue's already below white level 70 in the 8 hour. Is the red below white level 70? No, but we are already falling down from the white upper B band. The red is a price mean, saying the fair market value is currently just above the white upper B band. Here we are below the white upper B band. So we're overextended down at the moment, which is understandable. You see the green just below white level 70, and the price action is just below white upper B band. You know, we're overextending down. Why am I saying it's overextending? Because red is the price mean. If the price action is not right there at red, white aqua, in between white and aqua, that's where we fell from. If the price action's not there, then in this case we're overextending down at the moment. What does our 12-hour look like at the moment? Red and blue are both above white level 70, and the price action is currently below the white upper B band. Red and blue are both below white level 70 in the daily. So yes, we can fall down below the white upper B band in the daily. That certainly is possible. Here's what I'm looking at, is that 4-day, 5-day, 6-day, and weekly, where the red and blue's getting above white level 30, red and blue above white level 30 in the 5-day, red and blue above white level 30 in the 6-day, red and blue poised to go above white level 30 in the weekly. We can go up from the white lower B band towards the basis. This red and blue can go up above white level 30. We can go up to the yellow B band basis, 22,098, 22,098, or let's just say 22,100. 22,100. Well, let's go back to this chart. The next 3-day candle, that white upper B band is going to be right at 22,100. The next 3-day candle. And I was saying, there's potential here in this 3-day, since the red and blue are both above white level 30. There's a chance that we could go up to the white, if not the aqua, upper B bands. That's right at my diagonal 1.23, negative 1.236 Fibonacci trend line, a diagonal trend line. So that possibility most certainly is there. But again, remind you that 3-hour, man, we're starting to get some overextension down at the moment. Like here, we didn't get overextension down. The price action went down organically to the white aqua lower. Red and blue both getting below white level 70. They get below it, that increases the odds to come on down to proximity of the white aqua lower B bands. It went down organically. Right here, the red and blue were already above white level 70. Our concern here, if you are bull biased, I don't want to be bull or bear biased. I want to be open to move with the market regardless of the direction it wants to move. But the red and blue are both going below white level 50 here. Well, that increases the odds for expansion of the B bands and the price action to go down with expansion. Always keep this in mind. If you are about to have expansion, that means you are also about to have overextension. Where? Well, when you have overextension down, that means the price action is going to go below the aqua lower B band. If the price can go below the aqua lower B bands, that forces those B bands to open up. If you're about to see the red and blue go above yellow level 50, red and blue, red, and then once the blue also got above yellow level 50, the next candle, there was our expansion up. What's causing the B bands to expand? When the price begins to go up above the aqua towards the orange, you'll see the B bands open up, expand, whether it's going up or going down, expansion down. If the price is about to push through the aqua towards the orange, that's when the going down. In this case, you're getting expansion down. Well, how do we have an idea that that could potentially occur? When the red and the blue are getting below yellow level 50, that's when then you can also have continued expansion down. That's with the red and blue going below white level 30 or going above white level 70. That would be stage 2 expansion down or expansion up. Stage 3 is red and blue going above level 80 for expansion up, or red and blue going below level 20 for stage 3 expansion down. But again, remind you, there's a system, so to speak, for entry where we use our stochastic RSI, our yellow line, K line, which is magenta. Yellow K line is, and magenta D line is our stochastic RSI, along with the green line. Also like using the energy too, but mainly the green line, K line, and D line for opening and closing positions, and we use the red and blue lines to give us an idea of where the price action could be going. I'm going to stay on here, 20 minutes remaining. Let's see if we begin to get expansion down in this 3 hour. And from the looks of it, all right, the red triggered downward pressure in the 2 hour. The red line went below yellow level 50, triggering downward pressure that lasts for how long? Until the white energy comes back up to level 50. Will the energy come back up to level 50 in the 2 hour before the red falls below level 50 to trigger downward pressure in the 4 hour? I doubled the 2 hour to the 4 hour. Will the energy in this 2 hour go above level 50 before the red in this 4 hour goes below level 50? Well, look at how close that red line, look how close this red line is to going below level 50. You know, it's possible that, well, certainly it's possible that we could see continued downward pressure. We eventually come down to this white aqua lower B band in the 4 hour. But keep in mind, the white and aqua lower B bands are currently rising. You know, will we come down there this candle? I'd be surprised if we did. It's possible. It does happen on occasions where it gets overextended down real bad. In that case, that's contraction down, not expansion down. Why is it contraction down and not expansion down? Well, are the red and blue below level 50 for expansion down? No. We're getting contraction down. When the red and blue both get below level 80, now we're starting to see some pretty serious contraction. See how the blue's just now getting below level 80? The red was already below level 80. When the blue got below level 80, that's definitely a cause for contraction. We're getting contraction down to where, well, it was currently the basis. If we want to fall from the basis or have increased odds of falling from the basis to the white aqua lower, that blue generally, most of the time, needs to get below white level 70. If we go down to the white aqua lower B bands now, without that blue below white level 70, I would consider that overexpansion down. I would consider that overexpansion down. So if you were in a short and it came down there, close that trade, because it's likely to pop right back up before that candle closes. If it makes it down there to that white lower without that blue line below level 70 right there, just from experience, if it makes it down to that white lower B band, close that trade, close that short, because it's not going to stay down there. It's probably going to close back up somewhere near the basis. Why? Because isn't the red above yellow level 50? The red's above yellow level 50. So don't be surprised if we close just above yellow B band basis. Right now, the yellow B band basis in the 4 hours is 19,976. Well, the price is currently just above the yellow B band basis at 20,000. That's right in line with the red line, which is the price mean, telling us where the fair market value price of Bitcoin should be at this particular time and this current candle. We were overextended down below the basis there for just a bit, and now it looks like the price action may close there just above the yellow B-band basis. Now does that mean that we can't, the next candle, that we cannot fall down to the white aqua lower? Right now the odds may be pretty high of us continuing down further. Alright, but again, yeah, if you'd opened a short right here, you are definitely getting tested right here, because it's coming right back up to where you opened. Yeah, it's most certainly coming right back up to where you opened that short. But hell, I mean, that's what a stop loss is for. That's what a stop loss is for. You're still not negative in your trade at the moment. It came back up to or near where you opened a short, if you did. Right here now, as far as closing that short, we don't even have the, let's cut the 15 minute in half to 8 minutes. In that case, the K line's above level 10 and green line's above level 20. You would have closed that short there if you had opened. But again, we had to cut off or make a default set of time frames that are our lowest time frames, and 8 minute was not one of them. 15 minute was. Oops. Change this back to 15 minutes. Alright, now K line, green line just went above 20. K line was above level 10, but green was not above 20. This candle that just begun, now it's above 20, but I want to make sure, yeah, that was it. You would have closed, at least I would. I would have went, you might have had a smidge of profit. Might have had a smidge of profit. You know, that's my script. If it was providing signals to be on the safe side, it would have told everybody close that short. You might have had a 0.2% if you had no leverage. 1x, which is basically no leverage. You would have had about a 0.1, 0.2% gain on that short when you close it. 3x, well, that means you would have had about a 0.3 to 0.6 gain. 5x, that means you would have had about a 1 to 1.2% gain. And it just all depends on the amount of leverage that you had at the time when you opened it and ended up closing it just a little bit above, just a little bit below where you opened it. When our conditions met in our default set of time frames, the 15 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour. Again, I know there are some premium subscribers on here right now who probably have not heard this yet, because this is stuff that I've been doing behind the scenes in conditions for my scripts to help me provide signals. But I will be creating lessons, educational videos for premium subscribers to provide more details on this, so that, you know, if you were to do this manually, and just for you to understand what the scripts will be doing when I provide signals to y'all, first manually and then eventually automated, meaning you're getting the signals even while I'm sleeping or while I'm out eating dinner with my wife and son or something. You know, I'll have more freedom, while at the same time being more of an asset for you, so to speak. Let's just put it that way. Just a moment. Report. 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 I don't know why people have to do that at times, but we'll take care of it. Now you see why that would have been a good reason to close that short, y'all? That would have been a good reason to close that short based on my rules. No emotions were involved. Just as far as how I cut time frames in half to determine what time frame is used to close the trade, what time frames are used to open the trade, you know, where you would have opened that short a little bit here, you would have closed it here. You can rewind this later to listen to the conditions that I was saying that I needed to see for when I was to close this short here. I've been live testing these conditions on not just Bitcoin, also for ADA, Matic, Algo, CRV. Yeah, sometimes when you open a short, if you stick to your rules, saying I'm not going against my rules, they're there for a reason to keep emotion out of it. In this particular case, when you open that short there, you end up closing it here rather quick, about an hour. Well, actually, that's about a half hour later. You ended up closing it. It's like that sometimes. But you have to be willing to take a risk in order to make money. And sometimes things change in the indicators to tell you, hey, risk off. Close that trade. Close it. This short's starting to get too risky. Close it. That's it. The advantage, or why we want to make fixed set rules to just take emotion out of it. You see this, this, and this, that means you do this, that's it, period. Uh-oh, now this occurs, we see this, this, and this, now we need to close this trade, period. Keep emotion out of it. Keep emotion out of it. All right, appreciate that, Dr. Futter. All right, let's go back. Okay, here's the 3 hour. All right, you remember how I was saying in order for us to come down to the white aqua lower in the 4 hour, that will require expansion down in the 3 hour. Well, what are the odds of expansion down in the 3 hour right now? It's not very good, because are the red and blue about to go below yellow level 50 to get expansion down? No. So the odds of us coming down to the white aqua lower in the 4 hour, at least right now, isn't very good. That basis was it. And you see the price is coming back up just above the yellow B-band basis. Why? Because red, the price mean, is just above yellow level 50. Somebody mod so they can report it. So yeah, right now I only have one mod, I think, on YouTube. I need to take the time or ask Kyle if he might have some time to make somebody a mod or something like that. I may make premium subs on to the website on Discord. May make premium subs moderators on YouTube. short, near, mid, long, macro, super macro. Cool, thanks, Tom. Curious how many percent drop that would be, approximately. If we came down to this level right here, the top of my orange, that's a 90, might as well say 91% drop. That's if we came down to 28 cents. Came down to 23.5 cents, that's a 92.5% drop. In other words, I'm thinking there's still a chance for us to come down in this circle area for Cardano. We're going to have a look at several groups of time frames to see here shortly. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. First, I'm going to go pee. Then get more coffee, just so I can pee some more. Let's take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to use the bathroom and get more coffee. And y'all feel free to do the same. Take about a 5-minute break and we're going to come right back. And I have not forgotten the 3-hour time frame. 3 minutes. So when we get back, we'll see what this red and blue looks like in the 3-hour for Bitcoin. Just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. I'm going to go and transition this back to the BTC chart. Here's the 3-hour time frame, the bottom left hand corner. Looking this red and blue to see if they come down here closer to yellow level 50 for expansion down. We'll see. It sounds like, I mean, could I have just clicked removed? Yes, but I would have preferred it reported so that it doesn't do it again. I'm eating a brownie here real quick, these last couple of minutes of this break. We also have a new 8 hour and 56 minutes. Blue's already below white level 70. The red is subject to go below white level 70 in the 8 hour, the next 8 hour candle. Here's the white upper B band. Currently around $20,088. All right, blue's already below white level 70. Green's going down below white level 70. K's below the D line. Yellow K line is below the magenta D line. The red, it gets right here where it's going to go below white level 70. If it does that, that means we can fall down from the white upper B band towards the yellow B band basis, which is around 19,670. Again, we have a new 8 hour candle beginning in approximately 55 minutes. 55 minutes. That means we also get a new 4 hour and 55 minutes. Well, will that blue line go below white level 70? Because this red's already below white level 70. If that blue goes below white level 70 in about 55 minutes, well, that means we have increased odds to continue down to the white aqua lower B bands in the 4 hour time frame, which would be between about 19,750 and 19,650. Isn't the 8 hour B band basis pretty close to 19,650? Yeah. All right. So the next 4 hour candle may have a chance for to come down to the white aqua lower B band. However, we may not see it go down until we are about 2 hours into that 4 hour that next 4 hour candle, till we're about 2 hours into it. Why am I saying that? Because by that time we'd still have about 2 more hours remaining in the 3 hour. The current 3 hour candle has 2 hours 55 minutes. So 1 hour from now, for the 4 hour and 8 hour, we get a new 4 hour and 8 hour candle, where we see potential to continue on down from the white upper B band to the basis. However, it may take a couple hours once we get the new candle. 3 hours from now, but 2 hours from the time that we get a new candle. May have to wait that long before we actually see it come on down here to the yellow B band basis. Why? Because we need expansion down in the 3 hour in order for that to occur. Most of the time we need expansion down in that 3 hour. Well, are the red and blue going below or about to go below yellow level 50 in the 3 hour? No. So we may still have a little while to wait yet. We'll see. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all or not. Yes, the brownie is homemade. I know I was talking during my break. Only took one bite off my brownie. I'm taking Want to go and eat the rest of it here real quick? Let's go back to Cardano for a moment. Yeah, I think from here on out, instead of just removing, I'm going to remove them from the channel next time. Finish up this brownie. And at 3 week for Cardano still needs help. 17 days, 9 hours before the next 3 week candle. What about Bitcoin? Let's see, that's the 4 week. Oops, wrong thing. Wrong thing. needs to be changed to 2 week. 6 week. That needs to be changed to 8 week. 10 week. 12 week. Three days and 9 hours, we get a new 10-day candle. Red's about to go down below yellow level 50, it looks like. If that green's still going down and coming up, yeah, we're going down lower. To where? We come down lower again. To me, we're going to within proximity of the white lower B band in the 8 week time frame. See, we already know with the red and blue below white level 70 here in the 7 week, that increased the odds to continue going down from the basis towards the white aqua lower, in this case the white lower B band is currently at 15,967 currently. So I say it just in the 7 week candle has 17 days remaining. The 8 week candle, we in 3 days 9 hours we get a new 8 week candle, at which point that blue could go below white level 70, red keep falling further. So if that green's not coming up, the next 8 week candle that begins in 3 days and 9 hours, yeah, we could be looking at around 13,800 to 14,500, but we'll see. David, do we must have a sign of weakness in phase E? Or is there a chance we're going up without a sign of weakness in phase E? That's a good question. As far as accumulation goes, that started here in 2019, phase A, phase B, phase C with our Wyckoff spring right here. You see phase C at the top. Here was our Wyckoff spring. Then coming up with a sign of strength. When we went above this level, we get a sign of strength. Right now I have this as the backup last point of support. I don't know if you can see that, but I will increase the font size on that, where you see backup last point of support there. BU/LPS, backup last point of support event. Sign of strength, backup last point of support, before then continuing up again with another sign of strength, where we ended up creating a preliminary supply range, where you can expect a buying climax to follow afterwards, or another stepping stone to keep going higher and higher. All right, but anytime something like this occurs, you have to say this might be preliminary supply. So if we go up again, that might be a buying climax that's followed by an automatic reaction, which is followed by a second test of supply, etc., etc. What I'm getting to is this: if there's a chance that we could still be in accumulation. There's a chance. And if that's the case, this was not our backup last point of support event. In this case, this would just be considered a last point of supply, going up with our sign of strength, finishing there, and then all of this being our backup last point of support event before going up in phase E. In other words, all of this would be phase D as in Delta. All right, What would tell us that is the case? That all of this was our backup last point of support? What would tell us that? If we do not get a sign of weakness in phase E. If we do not get a sign of weakness in phase E, if we do not transition from phase D as in Delta to phase E as in Echo with another sign of weakness, if we do not get that, and we begin going up again, that would tell me that this was just simply a last point of support. Just as these were last point of support events going up, then we had our sign of strength where we went up above preliminary support, had our sign of strength, then last point of support, continue going up, not done with our sign of strength yet, last point of support. Here's where our sign of strength would have ended, reached its peak, followed by backup last point of support, all of this being backup last point of support, before then going up with another sign of strength again above 69,000. We close substantially above 69,000. Then we're transitioning from phase D into phase E as an Echo. The only way that's the case is if we do not get a sign of weakness in phase E. I hope that answers your question there. And I've seen that happen before. Apple is a perfect example of that, where we had a long period of a backup last point of support event, where we went to a sign of weakness in phase D as in Delta, but we did not see a sign of weakness in phase E as in Echo. It rejected it. Then we, boom, just took off like a rocket, kept going higher and higher and higher and higher. I've seen that happen. So we'll see if that's the case here with Bitcoin. It's possible. It could happen. I mean, we are getting more buying pressure for Bitcoin, in my opinion, especially for all other national currencies that are valued against the US dollar, such as the Great British Pound, US dollar. It has depreciated in value recently against the US dollar. It almost came to complete parity with the US dollar. But most, there's like 4 currencies that have been going up, Russian ruble being one of them. Chile, I forgot the name of their currency, it's been going up. There's very few currencies that's been going down against the dollar. It's only about 4 of them that have not been going down against the dollar. I think that Mexican pesos was one of them as well. There's only 4. And the Russian ruble, it's been going up against the dollar. All others have been going down against it. Look at the Turkish, is theirs called lira? I can't remember. Most all other currencies, even like the Great British Pound, the euro, I would not be surprised if people are beginning to hedge against their country's currency that is losing value, losing purchasing power. I would not be surprised if people are hedging. That could be providing some buying pressure here, where could we potentially avoid a phase E that would be identified by another sign of weakness that would fall where? At least to 14,677. Down here to my 0.5 fib retrace. Around 14,677, somewhere down in there. But I hope that answered your question. $14,677. So could we be going up here to the white upper B band as it comes down, and we go up and meet it right there around just shy of 22K, let's say? Could we end up doing that? This being set up for a bull trap before then finally falling down with a sign of weakness, where we transition from phase D into phase E with another sign of weakness. That's what we're waiting on to see. But right now, we've currently had upper pressure that I say again could take us up to the white upper B band. That is possible. Oh shit, my bad. My bad. Oh goodness. So that whole time, all right, this was phase A back in 2019, end of 2018 into 19, 20, and 21. Phase A, phase B, phase C, where we had our Wyckoff spring, before then going up right here near preliminary support, but then we went above preliminary support. Now that's could be our sign of strength, followed by a backup last point of support event, followed by another sign of strength where we went higher. I said this could be preliminary supply, a preliminary supply range, where we go up again. That could be our buying climax, followed by a automatic reaction, followed by a second test of supply, followed by a simple reaction, another test of supply, another simple reaction, test of supply, fall down again with an exponential reaction. That's not a sign of weakness because it did not fall below the lower boundary of this preliminary supply range. Let's hide user from this channel. Let's hide user from the channel. Oop. I'm curious. I'm at my channel. History, videos, show more. Settings. Advanced settings. Huh. I'll have to get Kyle to help me with that later on. I was going to see about having or creating or adding moderators, but I'm not going to worry with that now. I don't see how to do that. Just got a new 3-hour, but it, like I said, it's still going to be a while yet before we get below yellow level 50 here. Red and blue below yellow level 50. It's still going to be a while yet. 32 minutes. We'll wait and see what happens when we get a new 8 hour and a new 4 hour here in 32 minutes. So I'm going to go back to looking at Cardano again until then. First off, the 15-minute, that's mixed, where the K line's above the D line for bullish sentiment, but red's making contact with the green while going down, because downward pressure. So that's mixed. So that's sideways at the moment in the 8 hour. Excuse me, I thought that was a 15-minute. That's the 8 hour. Okay. So apparently I did not have the immediate group up. Let me get the immediate group. And it's been choppy. 0.7% there in the 15-minute. 0.7, 1%, 1.3%, 1.2%, 1.2% in the 3 hour, 1.2% spread. My goodness. To me, that's just really not worth trading as far as scalping. The way the red line is below white level 30 in this 4-day, red's below white level 30 in the 3-day, where's the price action? Right at the white lower B band. Red's just below white level 30 in the 4-day, where's the price action? Just below white lower B band. If we want to have increased odds of going up from the white lower B band towards the basis, this red line needs to be making a turn to go up above white level 30 to increase the odds of going up from the white lower B band towards the basis. Since that is not the case, wouldn't you agree the white lower B band is acting as resistance? White lower B band is 44 cents. White lower B band, 44. 0.4401, 44 cents, white lower B band in the 4-day. That red line needs to make a turn to go up above white level 30 to increase the odds of going up from the white lower B band to the basis. Just not seeing it quite ready yet. Same thing the 3-day, but I mean the green is currently coming up, so the next 3-day candle, with the blue's already above white level 30, so if the red, the next 3-day candle's getting on the verge of going above what, in other words, it's possible the next 3-day candle you may begin to see it above, just above the white lower B band, and then the next candle after that really go up towards the basis. If not, the white aqua upper that would put us right at this blue diagonal trend line. If you want to see what that blue diagonal trend line looks like in a higher time frame, going up towards the white aqua upper B band, this blue diagonal trend line, blue diagonal trend line, that's the only time where we hit it there, where we came up to it right there, acted as resistance, came down, came up to it there, acted as resistance before finally busting through it. That was back in 2020, April 2020. And we found a support, bounced off of it, now fell through it. Is it possible we come back up to it to test supply, last point of supply, before falling down further towards this diagonal trend line here, which would line up with this one here? And that would be around 28 cents, just below 30. 28 to 30 cents, which that's what I was saying here. This is 28 cents. And we could be coming down somewhere inside this orange, really. And yes, there's a chance we could fall lower, but I'm thinking somewhere around in this orange. As far as the super macro group goes, 30 cents, white lower B band. Unfortunately, we don't have enough data for a blue LSMA, the blue line, the blue least squared moving average, LSMA, least squared moving average. I don't see a blue line on here. Why do I want to see a blue line? If it's like it could be just above white level 70 and getting ready to go below white level 70, or just now going below white level 70 to increase the odds of coming down to the white lower B band. This blue in the 5 week way below white level 70. So you see how, of course, we didn't have enough data for it to populate. See, it probably got below, if we had enough data for it to populate, it probably got below white level 70 right here. Just looking at the trajectory of it. See, when our blue went below white level 70 here we are falling now down from the basis to the white aqua lower. But we don't have enough data in the 6 week or 8 week to see how much further we could potentially go. We keep going further, but I'm thinking that white lower B band in the 6 week time frame, proximity to that white lower B band in the 6 week time frame, around 30 cents. That's expansion down with the red and blue going below level 50. They're all below level 50. Every single one of them, except for this 12 hour. The red got above level 50, but the blue still below 50. Don't see a chance for expansion up anytime soon just yet in the 12 hour, because the red and the blue both need to be on the verge of going above yellow level 50 in order to increase the odds for expansion up in the 12 hour. Alright, how much more time till we get our new 8 hour? Roughly 23 minutes. And by the way, 3 days and 9 hours, we get a new 2-week candle. We get a new 4-week candle. We get a new 5-week candle. We get a new 8-week candle. We get a new 10-week candle. So in the super macro group, we get a lot of new updates with the indicators, with new candles, beginning in 3 days, 9 hours from now. Just letting you know that. And I look forward to seeing that, to see what these look like in 3 days, 9 hours. Right now the 2-week is the only one really showing sign of trying to get up. K-line going above the D-line, yellow K-line going above the magenta D-line of the stochastic RSI. But that green needs to go up. The red's right here at white level 30, so that next 2-week candle that begins in 3 days and 9 hours, with the red turn up, green turn up right here, so that we can go up from the white lower B band towards the basis. We're going to have to wait 3 days, 9 hours to see that. We're going to have to wait 3 days, 9 hours to see that. This is the long-term group. Yeah, 22-day green still going down. 23-day green going down. 24-day green going down. 25-day green going down. 7 days, 9 hours, we get a new 26-day. Of course, a new 4-week and 3 days, 9 hours. I want to see if that green starts going down. If it does, you're going to see a drop down. You're going to see a drop down. Bottom line is we're going to have to wait 3 days, 9 hours. As far as getting any kind of serious input as to whether a reversal could be coming up soon, probably going to have to wait another 3 days, 9 hours, which is why I'm really paying attention to that 3-day time frame. This 3-day time frame in 8 hours, 19 minutes, we get a new 3-day candle. There's certainly a chance to come up to the white upper B band, because the because the red and blue lines are above white level 30. That increases the odds of eventually going up towards the white and or aqua upper B bands. We'll see. Our K line in the 24-hour made it above level 90. You cut 24-hour time frame in half to 12-hour. When the green goes down below level 77, which it did, and the K line goes below level 90, and it goes below the level of the previous candle, which means it's falling. The K line is falling. It's falling below level 90. And the green's falling below 77, you would close that long that would have been open down here if you were just using the 12-hour from when the K line gets above the D line. When the K line gets above the D line, you would have closed it here. If you were being very limited in your scope as far as what time frames that you use to open and close trades, based on my method. A little less than 18 minutes before we get a new 8-hour candle. I want to see what that 8-hour looks like. I want to see if that red line in the 8-hour bottom right hand corner. I want to see if this red line, let me go and delete. I want to see if this red line can get below white level 70. If it does, see how the green's going down too? The K line is below the D line. You know, will we begin to fall down from the white upper B band towards the B band basis? The next 8-hour candle. We may have to wait until the red and blue in this 3-hour are right here on the verge of going below yellow level 50 for expansion down in the 3-hour. Then we could potentially see a move down to the basis in the 8-hour. So even once we do get a new 8-hour in a little less than 17 minutes, that does not mean we're going to go down to the basis right then, the very moment that next 8-hour candle starts. We may have to wait at least a couple of hours into that next 8-hour candle before we see a potential move down. Because the way the 30-minute and the 1 hour look currently, you know, there's up or sideways, but looking at the, excuse me, that's the 15-minute and 30-minute. Let me go ahead and, no, I'm not, yeah, I'll go and change it. Change it back to my time frames I usually have it set for. K line in the 90-minute is below level 10. Cut that in half. 45-minute. Is the K line above the D line? Yes. Is the green line above level 20? Yes. The green rising? Yes. Alright. Is it doing that? That's the 45-minute. We need to cut that in half for the 22-minute. We have those same conditions for the 22-minute. Let me get crosshairs synced. So that's right here. The very beginning of that, K line was not above D line, so you would not have opened along there. Right here, now K line's above the D line, green's rising, K line is above level 20. Yeah, right there you could have opened a long position. You could have. But you're probably not going to be in it very long. You just be in and out on that one. Reason why I'm saying you're probably not going to be in a long position very long there, because like in the 90-minute, K is still below the D line. 2-hour, K is still below the D line. You know, even in the 3-hour, K is still below the D line. You know, all of these, you know, 8-hour, 6-hour, 4-hour, 3-hour, 2-hour, 90-minute, you know, K line's below the D line. You know, so if you did open along here, probably not going to have that one open very long. Yes, there's another rule that also has to be added to that. Of course, that will be in the lessons for premium subs. Whenever I say in the lessons, I'm talking about new lessons that are about to come out soon. "13.5 minutes, we get a new 8-hour. Let me change this back to where the crosshair is not synced, so it's not confusing. You see about wherever I'm looking, what time frame I'm looking at. What does the stock market look like at the moment? Dow Jones is down 130 points roughly. Gold is down about 4.5, $4.50. Wow, CCI is down again, another $5 again. If you'd open along there, it still might work. Keep in mind, like, even if you had like a 1% stop loss, that's all the way back down here at the red lower B band. 0.2 spread, 0.4 spread, and 0.4 spread for a total of 1%. If you'd open along right here at this white lower B band, still waiting for it to go up. But that would have been a rather bold long position to open there, because actually my default time frames for the 1 hour was the K line above the D line in the 1 hour. No, so technically you would not have opened that long there. That's the reason why I have a default set of time frames that has to be, it must be the lowest set of time frames. Must be, has to be. Alright, so technically you would not have opened along there for a high time frame scalping. You wouldn't have opened along there. That would mean the 2 hour K line would be my highest time frame. What am I getting at? Because at first I was saying the K line in the 90 minute was below level 10. Then I said cut that in half. That would have been 45 minute. Well, then you'd want to cut that in half to 22 minute. Then cut that in half to 11 minute and use those three time frames: 11 minute, 22 minute, and 45 minute. As far as all three of those matching up to open a long position. But those three time frames would have been lower than the three time frames that I use for my default set of time frames for opening a long or a short position. So technically we wouldn't have done that, at least for what I'm wanting to build into my script. Technically, we would not have opened a long position then. Eight and a half minutes. Getting the tissue here to blow my nose. Let me mute the mic for a moment. So again, in order for, if we do not see a sign of weakness in phase E, right here, that would have meant that this entire period was our backup last point of support, in phase D as in delta for this accumulation. All of this was backup last point of support for then we'd have to go above 69,000 to see another sign of strength to mark a transition from phase D into phase E as an echo. Yeah, so again, that's if we do not get another sign of weakness transitioning from phase D into phase E. That means that all of this was a backup last point of support event in phase D as in delta for this accumulation that began in the end of 2018, going to 2019, going to 2020, going to 21. Of course, we do get a sign of weakness. If we do, keep in mind where we're going sideways at the moment might be preliminary support range before falling down with a selling climax that should be followed by what? An automatic rally that should come up to or near the preliminary support range. All right, but we're going to have to wait about 3 days and 8 hours to get more information. Especially, we're going to get a lot of new time frames, a lot of new candles in 3 days, 9 hours. Five and a half minutes till the next 8 hour and next 4 hour candle. I'm losing more and more. Watching the stream, only on my end we only have 11. Y'all might see less, I don't know. Yeah, I thought I would use this stream as a little bit of education while providing analysis. If you want the education, you're going to have to rewind this. All right, you're seeing 12 on your end. We'll keep this stream going a little bit more. I want to see what the next 4 hour and 8 hour and 2 hour. I want to see what they look like, because even in this 2 hour in the top right hand corner, excuse me, we haven't seen expansion down really yet. Red and blues below yellow level 50. That does increase the odds of seeing expansion down, but I believe part of the reason we're not seeing expansion down yet is because of where the red and blue are in the 3 hour. And this could be sideways for a little while. Seems like we're just holding support right on top of this yellow diagonal trend line. So on the website, when you add the new videos, will you make a new section or add to the current high time frame scalping section? This will be new subsections within the high time frame scalping section. And I'm sure within the title of each subsection, it'd be something like using the stochastic RSI for opening and closing trades, or for opening and closing a long, doing another lesson, using the stochastic RSI with the green line for opening and closing a short, so on and so forth. And getting the details on the rules on that. And I may also create another lesson just to emphasize the difference of, you know, what do we use the stochastic and the green line for to open and close? What do we use the red and blue lines for? You know, provide examples so that, like, whenever you do open up a long or a short, if you want to get an idea of where the price action could be going on that long or short, you know, based on the current location of the red and blue. You know, where could the price be going within the B bands? So there's going to be at least 3 or 4 more lessons added to the high time frame scalping section. But keep in mind those rules that I put in there for that, for high time frame scalping. Well, that would be no different than if you were using the near term group and mid-term group for swing trading. You'd use the same rules, just different time frames. Same rules, but different time frames. You're welcome. One minute, we get a new 2 hour, 4 hour, and 8 hour in 1 hour. New 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, and 8 hour in less than 1 minute. What does our 15-minute look like? 8 minute. K line's trying to go below the D line. Blue's already below white level 70. The red just went below white level 70. We wicked up to the white upper B band, but now we're coming down. Are we going to get expansion down? Blue's already below yellow level 50. That red comes down here below yellow level 50, expansion down. This is the 8 minute time frame, by the way. It's too easy to get expansion with only 0.2% spread between the white upper and white lower B bands. Way too easy to get expansion there without the red and blue below yellow level 50. So really my rules in that regard kind of go out the window whenever the B bands are this tight. I mean, that's super tight. 0.2%, now 0.3% in that 2 minute time frame. Red and blue about to get below yellow level 50 in the 15 minute, but we just got a new 8 minute. The blue's already below level 50, but the red's not. It's trying to make its way down there, so we're still kind of going sideways inside the white upper and white lower B bands currently in the 8 minute. But as far as expansion down in the 8 minute, could we begin to see it now? Sure, it's possible, but if we don't see it, and we make it to the next 8 minute candle, if this red ends up going below yellow level 50, while the blue's below yellow level 50, and the green's still going down or sideways, yeah, you're subject to get expansion down then. But you know, we may not get it. It may still be going sideways here a while. And that's understandable that it could be going sideways. The 2 hour, 90 minute, red and blue are making it towards white level 30. 2 hour making it towards white level 30. Not quite there yet in the 1 hour and the 30 minute though. The red and blue below white level 30 to get stage 2 expansion down. Remember my default set of time frames, which has to be the lowest set of time frames, 60 minute, 30 minute, and 15 minute. If you're going to open a short, K line's got to get below the D line in the 15 minute. The 30 minute, it's not. K line's not below the D line in the 30 minute. But in the 15 minute, 30 minute, and the 1 hour, K line needs to be below the D line in all three of those time frames. The green line needs to be going down, and the energy, you would prefer it going down as well. And we don't see that yet in those three time frames. So would you have opened a short yet? No. Three hour for Cardano looks pretty similar to Bitcoin. That blue is up too high in the 4 hour to get expansion down the 4 hour. See, red's here at yellow level 50, but is the blue on the verge of going below yellow level 50 to get expansion down? No. Now they're getting pretty close in the 8 hour, red and blue to yellow level 50. Red's already below level 50 in the 6 hour, but the blue's not. So to me it looks like we're going to kind of range in between the basis, 43 cents, and the aqua lower B band, 42.5 cents. 42.5 to 43 cents. 42.5 to 43 cents. We're going to range there for a little while until we can see what these red and blues are going to do in the 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, and 8 hour. Right now we still have downward pressure though. K line below the D line and the 30 minute just went below it. 15 minute, yep, and the 1 hour, yep. So could you have opened a short there? Yep, you could have. You most certainly can. Right here on this candle would have opened a short here. Now as far as closing it, which time frame is the highest time frame in which the K line is below level 10? That would be the 90 minute. So cut that in half to 45 minute. This K line gets above the D line, which it is, and the green's rising, it is. Well, in that case, you have a conflicting signal. These three were telling you to open, while the 45 minute is what you're using to close when they're conflicting. In other words, it's like a tie. You have an open and close signal at the same time. In that case, no trade. None at all. Open, no trade at all. That's why I say that that was another detail. That was another detail to be added in the lessons. Now, if all of those, the 15 minute, 30 minute, and the 1 hour, the conditions align to open a short in that 45 minute, why 45 minute? Because that was half of 90 minute. Well, why 90 minute? Because it was the highest time frame with the K line below level 10. So once that K line turns back down in the 45 minute, K line goes below the D line in the 45 minute, then you can consider opening your short, but we can't right now. We have conflicting signals as far as conflicting opening and closing signals. They're both there at the same time. No trade. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I usually get that whenever I'm just educating and not on here telling people what to do. Like, yeah, go over this one. We may be going from here to here. Well, what if conditions change? And like, I'm providing examples here of what you're looking for to know when to open and close a trade. Well, I've got other work to do, especially with my testing that I'm doing, live testing for my scripts behind me. You can't really see that, but up top here, version 1.1, version 1.0, I have different closing conditions for these two different scripts going at currently, but those current versions of scripts do not have dynamic opening conditions. What do I mean by dynamic? Those scripts are fixed where I just choose certain time frames, and only those time frames at all times are used to open a long or a short. It's not based on, well, is the K line above level 90 for this time frame, cut it in half. This is the one we use to close the short. It's different for opening. I have it there dynamic for closing, but I don't have it dynamic for opening. That's what I'm working on at the moment. What do I mean by dynamic? Variable. I want it to vary with market conditions. And I figured out this is the best way to be variable, to vary with the market. As the market conditions vary, I vary or change with it. It is folly to say I'm always going to use the conditions for these three time frames to open a long or a short. It's folly to do that because the conditions can change at any given time. Plus, if you're just using those three time frames, I guarantee you can get those conditions in those three time frames, while this other higher time frame could be doing this or that, and you're not going to see the same results every time. That's another reason, again, for dynamic, variable. There's certain things that I'm live testing right now still, and I'm making sure it's down pat. Using the replay tool is not sufficient. Using a strategy tester with back testing, they're kind of similar to replay. No, that's not sufficient because of the way that TradingView stores the value of higher time frames within its memory storage. It's not dependable. Found it's not dependable. You have to do live testing to know for sure. You have to do live testing. Oh, I agree. It's way more valuable, but unfortunately, there's people that don't want to invest the time to increase their intellectual value so that they can get or gain or increase their material value. They want somebody to tell them or fish for them, rather than doing it themselves. But that's understandable. Some people just don't have the time. I'm not gonna knock them for it. I used to care, not to sound rude, but I used to care. I used to try to encourage, motivate people to learn, invest time. in themselves, invest time in their to increase their intellectual value, because it will pay great dividends later if they will do so. But yeah, I still have too many other things I need to do with my testing and all, and create lessons for these conditions that I've came up with to create a dynamic means of opening and closing trades. Right now it's already built in dynamic for closing, and I determined I need to also make it dynamic for opening. Got to. In order to be more consistent, it's got to be dynamic for opening trades as well. I can't just pick 3-4 time frames and always use those same 3-4 time frames for opening a trade. That is folly to do that. I've already determined that. That is folly. Blue's right here, right at white level 70. Red is right at yellow level 50. So yeah, man, yeah, we could come down to the white aqua lower. It's certainly possible. But, and all of these below white level 70, below white level 70, red and blue, below white level 70 in the 6 hour and the 8 hour. You would think we could at least begin to go down towards the basis here after a while, but it may take a little while. Expansion down, red and blue below yellow level 50, 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 and even in the 2 hour. It's the 3 hour that's holding us up from expansion down. Red and blue are not below yellow level 50. That's why we're still kind of not seeing any kind of significant, serious expansion down yet in the 1 hour, the 90 minute, the 2 hour, because that 3 hour, the blue line's just kind of holding us back from getting expansion down in the 4 hour from the B-band basis down to the white aqua lower, which is currently between 19,575 and 19,750, 19,570 and 19,750, let's say, currently. But remember, the next candle, the white and aqua lower B bands are going to be even higher. So we may not be going down a whole lot here real soon, but we are certainly at risk of doing so. Why am I saying that? Just because the red and blue is below white level 70 in the 6 hour and the 8 hour. You know, that's 19,690. Might as well say 19,700 in the 8 hour to the basis, 19,750 in the 6 hour to the basis. The next 6 hour candle that begins 1 hour 43 minutes from now, I told you we may have to wait until the next 3 hour candle where the red and blue are getting down here to level 50 before we can see some expansion down. Remember I told you it'd be about 2 hours into that next 8 hour candle. About 2 hours. We've just begun a new 8 hour candle, but I said we may have to wait at least 2 hours into that before we even see it begin to go down towards the basis. Why? Because we have about 2 hours remaining in the 3 hour time frame before the red and blue has a chance to come down here to level 50 for us to begin seeing visible sign of expansion down in the 3 hour. All right, goodbye, Dr. Futter. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. still waiting to see if we get a last point of supply event up here to this white aqua upper B bands in the 3-day. Now it's possible this could be it right here, just to the basis in the 3-day, before getting a sign of weakness in phase E. Assuming we're going to get a sign of weakness, transition from phase D into phase E with a sign of weakness. That's assuming we do get that transition. Because I do believe there's a chance for us to get it, and I pointed that out with the 24-day. We still have 9 days and 8 hours before the next 24-day candle. Y'all see that red making contact with the green while the green's going down? The blue's still going. Man. This red, the price mean, next 24-day candle, if it goes down below aqua level 10, that means the price action can come down at least to the aqua, if not below the aqua lower B band. That's currently at 14,600. Yeah, I'm still kind of leaning towards us going up to the white aqua upper in the 3-day as well. It looks like we have a pretty decent chance of doing so. Just depends on what this blue line does here. That next 3-day candle, but the way the 2-day red and blue look, 1 day, see that red, if it in this 1 day, the 24-hour, if it can get on up above white level 70, that can help establish support for the white upper B band, meaning no candle close below the white upper B band. The next daily candle that begins in about 7.5 hours. See our white upper B band holding support in the 12-hour currently, because the red is above white level 70. Yeah, I'll probably create a new video publication on TradingView once we get a new 12-hour, 24-hour, and 3-day candle in approximately 7 hours and 39 minutes from now. I usually like to wait at least 1 4-hour candle into a new daily candle. Kind of let whatever play out, because a lot of times within the first 2 to 4 hours, within the first 1 to 4 hours, you may have some type of trap, whether it be a bull trap or a bear trap. Yeah, just the way the 5-day and the 4-day, the 6-day red and blue going up there as well. And the weekly with the red and blue acting like they're going up, want to go above white level 30 to justify us continuing to go up from the white lower B band at least towards the basis. It's currently right at 22,100. The next 3-day candle, the white upper B band is contracting at the moment. We're getting contraction up. We're getting contraction up, not expansion up. We can't get expansion up until that red and blue get above yellow level 50. That's several 3-day candles to see that. So right now we're getting contraction up. Is it possible to get contraction up to the white upper B band? Sure, it's possible. We're just going to have to wait until the next 3-day candle. Because right now, the way the 8-hour, the 6-hour, the 4-hour, and 3-hour, the way they look, no, no kind of serious movement up towards the white upper B band in the 3-day. When looking at these lower time frames in the short-term group, we don't see us going up yet. So if you were looking to open a long position, hoping that it goes up to that white upper B band in the 3-day, you would be looking at the short-term group, waiting to see a clear signal in these lower time frames of when it could potentially begin going up towards that white upper B band in the 3-day. But I'd have to say around 21,000 something is probably red. By the way, we get a new 2-week. Yeah, I've already told y'all that we get a new 2-week, 3-week. What was it? Let's see again. Get a new 2-week, 4-week, 5-week. So new 2-week, 4-week, 5-week, 8-week, and 10-week in 3 days, 8 hours. And we get a new weekly. New 1-week, 2-week, 4-week, 5-week, 8-week, and 10-week in 3 days and 8 hours. I look forward to seeing those in the next weekly candle when it begins. But this concerns me in that 8-week with that blue about to go below white level 70. The red's already below yellow level 50. That blue gets below white level 70. That increases the eyes to come down to the white lower B band in the 8-week, which would be, it's going up at the moment. So that would be around 14,500 approximately. 14,100 to 14,500. This is the long-term group. Red lower B band at 21,590 is resistance. Why? Is the red above white level 30? No. Seeing the blue's going down. So currently for the next 6 days and 8 hours, 21,590 is resistance. Is the red above white level 30 in the 16-day? No. 22,000 is resistance. That white lower B band, because is the red line above white level 30 to justify us going up from the white lower B band to the basis in the 16-day? No. So since we can't go up from that white lower B band, that white lower B band must be our ceiling of resistance, 22,000. So 21,600 to 22,000 is our ceiling of resistance at the moment. See this red line in the 18-day is nowhere near white level 30 to justify us going up from the white lower B band to the basis. And in the 18-day, the white lower B band is 22,400, let's say. I round it up a little bit. Yeah, 24,560 is the highest. White lower B band is the highest price of a white lower B band. And shoot, we're not going up from a white lower B band anytime soon in that 20-day time frame, because that red line is nowhere near white level 30. Keeping in mind, each candle is a period of 20 days. So we're a while yet, in my opinion, as far as seeing a serious reversal, a sign of strength. Shoot, we are a while from that yet. So again, that's still why I'm still leaning towards this being that we're still in distribution. Still leaning towards we're still in distribution, and we may eventually very well see or a transition from phase D into phase E with another sign of weakness, at least down to the 0.5 fib retrace at 14,677. But could fall lower. Most certainly could fall lower. 15-minute look like? Is the K line above the D? Oh, hold on a second. Alright, the K line is above the D line. The green is rising. Is the energy rising? Nope. Red and blue are both above white level 70, so yes, it's possible to eventually go up to the white aqua upper, but that green needs to come on up the next 15-minute candle that begins in 1 minute 20 seconds. Well, what are the odds of us going up doing that? Do we see a chance for expansion up in the 8-minute? Not quite yet, because are the red and blue up here ready to go above yellow level 50? No. We see K line above the D line. Yeah, that's good, but this may still be pretty tight at the moment. And we're just sideways, getting tighter and tighter, less and less volume at the moment. Right now the 2-hour K line is below the D line. Excuse me. Right now in the 2-hour the K line is below level 10. It's below level 10. Cut that in half, 2 hours in half to 1 hour. That's right here. You'd use that, the 1 hour, for opening a long, the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute. My default set of time frames. The 1 hour, 30-minute, and 15-minute. I want the K line above the D line. I want the K line above, really level 12 at a minimum. In the 1 hour, above level 15 in the 30-minute, and above level 20 in the 15-minute. That's giving it an example of more details that will be provided in the lessons. Yeah. So like if I ever say, yeah, I want the K line above the D line, yeah, but I also want the K line to be above a certain level. Like right in here, K line's above the D line, all in here, yeah, but were at any time they above level 12? Was the K line above level 12? No. Therefore I did not open a long position here. Even though the green was rising and above level 20, I still did not open a long here, because the K line, yes, it was above the D line, but did it get above level 12? No. No. You know, there's more details that I'll be getting into in the lessons to give you an idea of what my scripts that will be used to provide signals later, give you an idea of how they work to understand them. I'm talking too much. Can you shorten it up, please? All right, we'll all right, we'll go ahead and short it up and stop talking now. We'll cut the stream right now. We'll go in and call it short. There's no point in me talking any further. I've really already told you what we need to be looking for. You'd have to rewind it and play it again for opening, longs and shorts, what you're looking for, what's the lowest set of time frames you're using to open a long or a short. Also, if those conditions do meet to open a long or a short, you need to make sure that your conditions for closing that trade are not met at the same time, because if that's the case, you're not going to open that long or short, you know, things of that sort. But we're going to call this quits later on, when 4 hours after we have a new daily. I will plan on providing a video publication update on TradingView, and of course post it in Discord and on Twitter. Post it in Discord and on Twitter. Premium subscribers, that's paid. Excuse me, that's paid quarterly. Right now the current price is $150 for 3 months. Right now there's currently 23 educational videos on the website at the moment. More to be added here soon. Everybody who is paid for their 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, your time has not started yet. You may see X amount of time remaining. Mo, that's his name, my chief technical officer, has it set up on the website so that nobody's subscription expires. Even though you may see your time ticking away, your subscription does not expire. Your subscription time, in fact, has not even started yet until I begin providing signals from my new script that is currently being worked on. Once that new script is done and I begin providing signals manually, then we will begin to start rolling everybody. That's when everybody's time for their paid subscription, that's when it actually begins. So until that actually begins, you can begin learning from the educational videos, about 23 of them currently. Each one of them, if you averaged up as far as the amount of time in each video, if you averaged it up, it's probably about 40-45 minutes average on each lesson at the moment. But again, I'm not done with all the lessons. There's going to be more lessons added. Most certainly is. Well, as far as putting a deadline on when I will put the new script together, and by the way, that script will not be given to anybody. That's kept between me and another person that I'm collaborating with. We're both working on that together, and we both agreed that these scripts will never be given out to anybody, nobody. I'm using them to provide signals. But premium subscribers on the website will get benefit from those scripts whenever they are fully developed. Right now we're in the engineering development phase of those scripts. I've already got it dynamic for closing, about to get it dynamic for opening. Dynamic meaning it varies. It depends on what we're seeing in any given time frame, where it knows which set of time frames to choose for opening a trade. Because right now the scripts that I have going that I've been testing, those have fixed set of time frames for opening a trade. It does not vary with market conditions as market conditions vary. I want it to vary. I want it to be dynamic. That's what I'm currently working on now. Yeah, the lessons aren't bad lengthwise. Yeah, there are a few long ones, 2 or 3 of them I think, that are about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes long, especially on Wyckoff method. But yeah, I will always try to keep them at least no more than 45 minutes. Try to. Sometimes it has to be. Sometimes it just has to be. Alright, I'm going to go and call this quits, y'all, and I'll plan on providing an update for Bitcoin, probably Cardano as well, maybe Ethereum as well. After a new 4-hour candle has completed, once we get a new daily, 4 hours after that new daily, I'll plan on providing an update for Bitcoin and probably Cardano and Ethereum as well. But thanks to all of y'all who joined the stream. Let me go ahead and hide that user from the channel. Alright. But yeah, thanks again for joining the stream. I know my streams aren't organized where I get into, I just kind of wing it. Say whatever I want to say when I want to say it, however I want to say it.
I'm not necessarily providing a service here on YouTube as far as telling people when to buy or sell. I'm not doing that on YouTube. I'm trying to teach everybody to fish. But of course, there's more details, more organized details on the website. But thanks again for joining the stream, and I'll provide an update soon. Be sure to look down in the description if you're not following me on Twitter, because I'll usually post stuff on Twitter. Like right now, all of my followers on TradingView probably had no clue that I was doing this live stream. No clue that I was doing this live stream if they were not following me on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, I recommend you do that as well. The link to my Twitter account you can see on TradingView. Link to my Twitter account, link to my YouTube account, and link to the website. And of course it will also be in the description of this live stream. But again, oops, my public profile, Twitter account, oops, yeah, Twitter, YouTube, website, it's all there. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you may want to do so, and follow me on YouTube as well, and subscribe, hit the bell so that you get a notification of if I ever go live on YouTube. Eventually I will be much more active on YouTube. Right now I'm not. I got too much that I'm live testing with conditions for the script for dynamic opening conditions. I need to finish that completely. I believe I've about got it the way I want it yet. Then it has to be built into the script. Then the script has to be tested to make sure it's working properly. So it's not too much longer. It's not too much longer. But again, thanks again, and I'm going to go and let you go. And as always, you know the drill. Let's stay awesome.